We'll bring the personnel meeting to order. We'll stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to
the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Okay, I need a motion to adopt the agenda.
Madam Chair, if we can add one item, and that's
Sure.
just the interview for the Parks and Rec.
Would you like to put that?
I would put that right before closed session.
Okay.
So basically the second item.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda as amended.
Support.
okay, we have motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Public comment. I have 3 minutes. And I have one person to speak, Bonnie Fredericks.
Morning all.
Good morning.
Just a quick follow-up from back in November. I'm looking for my personnel file and no one seems to find it. And I'm wondering what the status of that is, if we've done anything to look for it, I guess. I will be looking for, hopefully, some communication from this board or the administrator or somebody that there it is, they found it, so I can come in and review what I'd like. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. Is there anybody else have a public comment? Yeah, the sheriff. Anybody else? Okay. Next up, we have the sheriff, Eric Smith.
Morning, everyone. This is kind of a continuation. I was asked to come back to the personnel. We're requesting that we get a detective sergeant position at the sheriff's office. I don't have all the facts and figures with me. It had been discussed a little bit when we were taking on the Alcona contract, but then want to push it back to personnel. So we have a little bit of revenue this year through that contract with Alcona that we did not budget for. We're requesting that we use a little bit of that revenue to hire a detective sergeant. Base salary, detective sergeant is about $74,000. If you add fringe benefits, it's slightly over $100,000. Realistically, with the way it is to hire personnel and law enforcement, we're talking this wouldn't take effect until probably July or later. There's also some stuff that we'd have to work through with the unions because a detective position is actually in the deputies union, not in the sergeant's union. So we'd have to work through those hurdles, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. We have negotiations this year with both of those unions. So that's what I'm asking for, is a detective sergeant position. And I would even say we can push it back to like July 1st.
Okay,
Do you have any type of position description that we could see to kind of get an idea of what?
I do not have like a duties or that. A detective sergeant would be all the cases that a road patrol officer doesn't have time for, homicides, CSCs, large scale breaking and enterings, that kind of stuff that would tie up a road patrol officer. That's the whole goal of the whole thing is we only have so many deputies. I think we're at, by the time you cut out the school liaison, and we're down to like 9 road patrol deputies covering our county. And so when those guys or girls go to a big case, they are tied up and taken off the road. And so we are just trying to keep those people back on the road to answer complaints, answer emergencies, but still be able to investigate these higher end crimes when they occur in our county. And like I've been saying for years now, the frequency of those crimes are getting more and more frequent in Alpena. Like I said, last time we've had 2 officer involved shootings in the last 3 months. If you look at some of the other stuff we've had, arsons and, I know we're out from the double homicide, but that's not too far in our rearview mirror. We never had those kinds of things in Alpena. It's becoming more and more frequent now. So.
So would you expect to have I would think that you would need a job description for this position, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we could whip one up. And we're like the only police department that doesn't have a detective or a detective sergeant, so I wouldn't reinvent the wheel. I could have one in 10 minutes. I'd just call another agency and get a job description and put our name on it.
Yeah, I would think that that's probably something we need to do. So if you're gonna go out and look for somebody.
Well, the thing is, we're coming to you now because, like I said, it's gonna take months before with law enforcement. I mean, we can't fill these spots right away, so we can get that in motion, we can get that set, but really we need the permission to do this, so.
And you have the money.
Well, additional money from the jail contract is where this is coming from.
Right.
So to say the sheriff's department has the money, if you look at the overall budget, I know he's not got tons of extra money left. Probably the only reason that we can do this is because of that jail contract.
Right. I don't have a problem with it because you do need one. How do you feel, John?
Well, I'd like a little bit more information, like
I could work
Hey.
with Eric to get the job description and then we could put it on for approval at full board.
yeah, I'd
To be
like,
honest with you guys, we need like 20 deputies in Alpena County. Like, I keep coming and asking, we're at, like I said, 9, 10 deputies. We got ACC contract funding, half a deputy. The other half the time they're in here and being bailiffs and court security for everybody. We have school liaisons that we contract with the township and the schools. I'm gonna be very blunt. We're getting nickeled and dimed to death and we're not providing the service to our community. To have 10 deputies in Alpena County, I'm trying to fund it on my own, but I can't. We have to have bodies out there answering complaints, keep our community safe. I know I'm getting a little emotional and a little over the top right now, but you guys gotta help me here, and I'm trying. But
I agree with
we have to have 24-hour road patrol. We have to have the bodies there to answer 911 calls. And if you think we're gonna rely on the state police or another agency, you guys are mistaken. We have to fund the sheriff's office, and I'm sorry, I'll shut up now, but that's where I'm at. It's in your hands.
How do you feel?
I'm all for it.
I am too. Do you want to make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to allow them to proceed.
Okay, we have a motion to allow and proceed.
well, again, I have no problem, and I know I've already talked to him about this. It's not that I'm trying to nickel and dime everything, but when you look at the overall sheriff's
We have a
budget,
motion on the
Okay.
floor.
okay, I'll make a motion. I'll support it.
Okay.
But as
now
I
we
said,
have discussion.
okay, as I've said, it's not that we're nickel and diming anybody. And I've been totally supportive of everything you've brought to us. I don't want to I feel uncomfortable. I want to be able to have some numbers in front of me to look at the numbers because I like numbers. I'm a big numbers person. If no one doesn't realize that, they should by now. And even just a job description. Because I'll be honest with you, when I came to this meeting and I saw the agenda, I'm thinking to myself, why are we having a meeting today? Because this is really, other than this interview, this is really the only thing. And probably this is the first time I've ever received an agenda with literally no attachments. I like the attachments. And again, I've been supportive. It's just, there's other things that I want to see.
Absolutely, and my frustration's not with you guys at all. I understand you have a job to do. And I did not think of a job description because of a detective sergeant. They're a deputy detective sergeant. It's no different than a regular sergeant that we have, other than they're assigned to the high frequency or the high the cases that take a lot of time. So really, it's no different. I just got to change some wording on it, resubmit it, not.
As far as, I don't know. I know when we originally talked about this, you mentioned they'd be taking on the caseload, if you will, of the road patrol people. But I don't know. I think every position has to have a job description, I would think. Do we?
It's a detective sergeant, so it's a sergeant rank, just assigned to cases that take a lot of time. So we already have sergeants, so it's basically the same.
And I think the numbers were on the memo that was pulled last week at the full board meeting.
Well, and I'm not going to get into other details, but when certain area people bring me numbers and then we're going to start here, we need to, that range. I'd like to know what the range is for that, just because I think that was the starting number, right? I mean, if you get somebody that's maybe been doing this 5-8 years or whatever, is that going to bump up that pay?
Sergeant makes 15% over top deputy, so it doesn't matter if you're beginning sergeant or a 25-year-old sergeant, it's the same pay.
And that's because of the union, or is
That's
that,
the way the union contract is, and like I said, things that we need to work through with the unions, and that could possibly be one of them.
so,
But like I said, if we're gonna do this, it's gonna take months and months and months before we get a body in to backfill, to promote a sergeant. So this isn't something that's gonna happen. We just need a blessing so we can start working towards this.
Was that it, John?
that's,
Okay, we have the motion support, need a roll call.
well, just, I guess one more question. There was a mention of a date. Are we using that date, or is it open? What are we doing?
Well, if he doesn't have an exact date,
The motion wasn't technically for the date. The motion was,
I know, but he mentioned a date.
well,
the
yeah,
motion that was made did not mention the date. The motion
Doesn't.
that was made was to collect the job description and let this go to full board for a final vote.
Right.
So I guess at that time, you would have the date, but it,
it's pretty hard to get a date.
No, if that's the motion, then I'm,
Oh. All right, roll call, please.
Commissioner Britton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kozlowski,
yes.
Commissioner Fortner.
Yes,
Thank you.
Motion carried.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, other discussion. Employee separations.
We didn't have any separations in the month of January.
And then we're going into interview.
we only received one application for Parks and Rec Commission. You guys should each have a copy of that.
Okay, we have a Christy Moreland. Okay, would you come up and sit at the table, please? It's for Parks and Rec. I'll have the board introduce themselves to you. Start over here. With the clerk.
Oh, Carrie Bertrand, County Clerk.
Jennifer Mathis, Deputy County Administrator.
John Kozlowski, County Commissioner.
Brenda Fournier, County Commissioner.
That's Brisbane County Commissioner.
Jesse Osmer, County Administrator.
Okay. Okay. So we have some questions that we will ask of you. And we will start with John.
Looks like you're my neighbor.
Oh.
I don't know how far down 4142 is.
I am right by Lytle Road.
I'm at Pratt.
Between Spruce and Hubbard Lake Road.
Okay. I don't see too many people coming in with the same road.
No, there's not a lot of us.
I mean, there, it goes down a ways, but what made you want to apply for this parks position?
To be more involved in the community, I spend a lot of time out in the woods and in the parks, camped at all of the parks. I just feel I'm at a point in my life, my son graduated and moved on, and I have some extra time that I would like to be able to spend being more involved in the community and possibly being a help.
Any more questions?
Well, I don't have to ask them all right now.
So we've had a little contention with this whole ordinance change and everything. So what kind of changes or improvements would you like to see in how they're operated?
You know, I haven't really done a whole lot of research as far as how things are right now. It was just kind of I didn't know the interview was going to be right away from when I sent the application in, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to do some research, so. I'm sure there are some changes that can be made, but at this time I cannot actually say what I would like to see, and I haven't done the research.
Fair enough.
The meetings are on Wednesday night, at 6 o'clock. Would you be able to make that time? Matter of fact, it's next Wednesday, I believe. Yeah,
11th.
this is our first organizational meeting.
Yep, not a problem.
Thank you.
How do you handle conflict or deal with it?
Pretty well. I've never really had any issues with anyone getting up my dander, as I should say. I try to take things level-headed, see both sides. Make sure that I think before I speak and don't say things that are regrettable. I do like to, like you, I'm a numbers person. I like to see numbers. I like to see both sides and hear everyone out before I don't like to make rash decisions.
Thank you.
You have sat on boards before.
It's been a long time. I was on the 4-H council. It's probably been 30 years since I've been on anything, because raising a son, I
Right.
didn't really have a lot of free time with all of the extracurricular activities and stuff, but yes, I have been a part of boards.
Okay.
Do you have any other concerns about being on the board?
Not at this time.
The Parks Board has two, if you will, right now, has two meetings. One is the full board meeting, and then they have subcommittee meetings. Subcommittee meetings are more, there's more involvement to the specific park that you're part of. Are you able to and willing to be involved with, the both full board and the subcommittee meeting, as well as whatever is involved with meeting at the parks that you're part of?
Yes, not a problem at all. Like I said, my son's on his own now, so the only restriction I have at home is making sure my dog's fed, and I've already asked my son if I have meetings on that day to take care of the dog, so I have no restrictions on being anywhere.
Well, in most cases, the full board is usually 6 o'clock at night, second Wednesday, I think. Subcommittee meetings, I don't know, those can be adjusted, and those are usually prior to the full board meeting.
Should be no issues at all, as long as I'm not ill.
Do you have any concerns about joining the board?
No.
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good. Okay, we will let you know our decision. And like I said, the next board meeting is next week, Wednesday at 6. So our administrator will let you know what our decision is.
Sounds good. Thank you for your time.
Do you have any questions of us or?
Pretty good at this time.
Okay,
Do a little bit more research. I was a little unprepared. Thank you for your time.
thank you
Thank you.
very much. All right, now we are going into closed session. Personnel issue and union contracts.
Yeah, you make a,
recommendation.
yep.
Okay,
So recommendation, I guess.
Accept your application.
Yeah, to accept the application to fill the vacancy of Pam Kirchhoff, effective immediately after the board adopts it and ending on, and we'll have to pull Pam's end date. I forget what it was.
okay. Do I have a support?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passed.
Thanks for the enthusiastic support.
So we're gonna wait. Well, wait a minute. Full board, the one at the end of the month, our meeting's next week.
Oh, yeah.
We can put it out for,
Full vote?
It would go to finance.
Yeah, but is finance, yeah, finance is the day before.
what would, let's get hold of her and let her know that pending everything, she should plan to come
Get sworn in.
today. Yeah. I mean, I don't
She has to get sworn in too.
think an issue, seeing as how she
Yeah,
was.
she gotta get sworn in. She gotta get sworn in.
No.
Sworn in.
I'll just go and stop by her house on the way home.
Okay. Got that taken care of. All right, now. Next meeting, March 3rd, 10 o'clock, Howard Mail. I need adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
Motion and support, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned.